Hey, I'm Ches and welcome back to the Out Loud channel. Today I wanted to talk about another article I've read on Dezeen. It was published not long ago, and it's an article where Elon Musk has been described as the biggest architect of our time. And then I'm going to address some of the controversial and ridiculous comments that have been made at the end of this article. You might already know that I'm a very big fan of Elon Musk, and I follow a lot of his companies. I'm a huge advocate for what he's doing. But you also might be wondering, what the hell is Elon Musk got to do with architecture? Well, according to Jan Boelen, Elon Musk is the biggest architect of our time. Let's head into the article right away. I want to share it with you. So as you can see, the article was published just at the beginning of this month, so not long ago. And yeah, Elon Musk has been described as the world's greatest living architect, according to curator and educator Jan Boelen. So first of all, who the hell is Jan Boelen? So I found a bit of information on the web, and well, Jan Boelen is a curator of design, architecture and contemporary art. He seems to have a solid track record of academic experience and professional experience. He's also rector in the Karlsruhe University of Arts and Design in lovely Germany. He studied product design, and I think he's famous for having curated the 2018 Istanbul Design Biennale. So in the article on Dezeen, Jan Boelen is making an argument that Elon Musk, the South African billionaire, he's thinking on a more ambitious level and scale than any other figure that we know of. And he's completely reshaping the world through his businesses. Sure, Elon Musk is not afraid of, taking on board the most controversial and challenging projects, from Tesla and the mission of accelerating the world's transition to renewable energy, to SpaceX and the colonization of Mars, Neuralink and our future brain interfaces that will help cure paralysis and other medical conditions. Surely no architect has disrupted the world as much as Elon has. And yet Elon Musk is not an architect. So Boelen told Dezeen that Musk is building the biggest infrastructures around us, and he's not even asking anybody permission for that. He's just doing it. So there's a fundamental issue here that needs to be addressed. First of all, yes, Elon Musk is definitely pushing the boundaries to what's permitted and what's not, but not in terms of asking permissions to a governmental body or anything like that. No, he's simply breaking away from the traditional standards, and he's challenging the establishment with new ideas. Anyway, the guy goes on saying that Elon Musk expands the notion of architecture, and he uses his imagination to develop projects nobody else would think of. And I definitely agree. I mean, Tesla and the electric vehicles, more like a computer on wheels. SpaceX and Starlink. Hyperloop as well, which is of course another company of his where he's developing high-speed travel. Basically a sealed tube or a network, a system of tubes, through which a pod would basically travel without air friction at all. Then another one is the Boring Company, which is a tunneling company made to resolve the traffic problem, minimizing usage of surface land by putting a large network of tunnels underground. And there are also other companies he's led or sold, like PayPal, others that established or he was a big advocate for, like OpenAI. But while I don't agree with Jan Boelen's description of Elon Musk as the biggest architect of our time, I do agree with another description by Stephen Mark Ryan from his YouTube channel called Solving the Money Problem. Check out the link to his channel, I'll put it in the description below, who described Elon as probably the MVP of the century. So basically like the most valuable person, not to be confused with player from the NBA. The most valuable person of our time. Some people hate him, some people love him, but come on, you just have to admit that he's literally inventing the future. He wants to transform our society and our civilization as we know it. Listen to what Neil deGrasse Tyson had to say about Elon Musk in an old interview. For those of you who don't know Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's an awesome scientist and astrophysicist. You would have probably seen him on TV on a science TV show or a documentary about space and astronomy. But most importantly, you would have seen him because he appeared in The Big Bang Theory or The Simpsons as well.
Elon Musk is trying to invent a future, not by providing the next app. No, he is thinking about society, culture, how we interact, what forces need to be in play to take civilization into the next century. And it has to do with transportation. It has to do with space exploration. That's where Elon Musk is. Those are the kind of people who transform not only society and the apps that are on your computer, he will transform civilization as we know it. We are on the frontier of the future of civilization. I don't think he gets his full due from all sectors of society, but ultimately he will, when the sectors that he is pioneering transform the lives of those who are currently have no clue that their life is about to change. Go Elon Musk, and I don't care if he gets high.
Keyword, transforming society, inventing the future. This is the work of a visionary. And that's where I agree with the designer and curator Jan Boelen, because in his article he continues, I think we need more visionary people. We need visionary ideas for the world. We need these people with their imaginative way of thinking. I believe Elon is very, very imaginative, but just as imaginative as Elon is, so are some of the controversial comments that came up in this article. The first one's a bit upset about crypto. So he goes, biggest market manipulator of our time is more likely. Also, the most hated man in crypto. If you look at his Twitter feed replies, you'd understand. So this is obviously referring to one of the most recent things that Elon Musk did. He opened and allowed Tesla to accept Bitcoin as a form of payment to, buy Tesla cars. And eventually, as soon as it became aware that Bitcoin mining system would consume so much energy and not renewable energy, this was going basically against the very initial mission of Tesla, so that of accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy. And so what he did, he simply stopped taking payments in crypto, in Bitcoin. And well, many people invested in Bitcoin, and what that caused was a massive drop in the value of Bitcoin. Many people would have lost so much money, and it's only fair that they get angry. But of course, investing, it's your own responsibility. And so it's a big risk. Here, Elon is not to be blamed. Someone else is a bit more positive by saying, Elon Musk, great innovator, visionary and organizer of skill and talent. An architect? No. Exactly what great architectural thing has he designed, besides being the creator, organizer of PayPal, SpaceX and Tesla? I mean, fair enough, Elon Musk doesn't have a degree in architecture, so he's not an architect. And it's debatable that his Tesla gigafactories are beautiful or efficient and effective for the purpose of creating millions of cars a year. But what he's doing, do you not think that it's going to have some kind of an impact on our architecture, at least on a level? Think of the way the urban city fabric might change or might evolve as soon as everybody's on electric vehicles, and also the Hyperloop system, the fast speed trains. How are those going to affect our city? I think there's some food for thought there. Then another aggressive one is Elon Musk is an egomaniac and little more. And somebody replies, please post your qualifications for making the statement you did. Please do tell us what you base your summation on. I suspect you, like many others, are a bit jealous of Mr. Musk. And the person responds, on his actions, comments and arrogance. The same genius who said COVID was nothing to worry about and forced his employees back to work during a pandemic and told California that he was moving his operations to Texas because he cares more about profit than public health. I'm not jealous of arrogant, self-serving people like Musk. How can anybody think that Elon Musk is an egomaniac when all he's doing is for the best of our civilization? From renewable energy transition to space travel and multi-planetary colonization to curing the worst medical conditions through Neuralink implants. And for sure, admittedly, he did say that COVID wasn't really something to worry about. But hey, everybody can change their opinion and their mind, and in fact he did. After a while, he admitted that that was not something right to say. Leave the man in peace. Anyways, going back to the Jan Boelen article, Jan Boelen goes on by saying it's very clear that there is a crisis of the economy, a crisis of politics, a crisis of the pandemic, and of course an environmental crisis. And this has paralyzed the world, Boelen said. So we need these people with their imaginative way of thinking about what is going on in the world to break us out of these patterns. So these words made me think of a book that a friend of mine, Jonathan, bought me this year for my birthday. It's titled Be More Pirate, and it's written by Sam Conniff. This book is a non-fiction book, and it describes pirates as leaders and inspirational figures for the entrepreneurs of our century. And so my opinion is that Elon Musk is definitely not the biggest architect of our time, but rather the biggest pirate of our time. So why is Elon the biggest pirate of our time? Using some of the words from the book Be More Pirate, I would say that Elon Musk is challenging the establishment. And why is he doing that? It's the establishment in the first place that is pushing pirates to look for innovative ways and alternative ways of living. In the gold age of pirates, the establishment was driving pirates to innovate technology, strategy, weapons, and even social welfares of sailors. Basically, the establishment / capitalism is generating scale and industry, while pirates force innovation, invention, and alternative ways of value creation. The wise words of Roland Durand and Jean-Philippe Verne, two economists who wrote The Pirate Organization, Lessons from the Fringes of Capitalism, and they're mentioned in this book, Be More Pirate. Durand and Verne put it, "The pirate organization breaks the existing codes and creates new ones, which will later be appropriated by legitimate governments and organizations." This explains basically why the Pentagon and Microsoft track hackers in cyberspace to offer them a job, or why, for example, Francis Drake became a corsair before being knighted by the Queen of England. If you read the article, let me know what you think about it. I've put the link of the article in the description below. What is your opinion? Do you agree with Jan Boelen, and do you think that Elon Musk is the biggest architect of our time? Or perhaps you think that Elon has absolutely nothing to do with architecture? Is this complete bullshit? Perhaps this article is just clickbait and Jan Boelen is just trying to get Elon Musk's attention because he wants a job in one of his companies? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and of course, if you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. Me out, see you in the next video.